Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. It's going to be a today's topic video. This is going to be for the 12th. All right, so and if you missed the video for the 10th and the 11th, I did those in a combo video, um, and that was posted earlier today. So just so you know. All right, we have got the star, which is fantastic. We start out with somebody possibly who's doing a lot of healing. This could be a divine feminine, could be an Aquarius. We shall see. There's, but I mean, to start out with, this is great because it looks like the 12th is a day of tremendous healing, maybe pursuing goals, looking for great happiness. We have Ace of Wands and we have a 10 of Cups. Okay, this looks amazing. We have healing, we have passion, and we have, I would say, successful union. I'm noticing that this phoenix rising from the ashes is like racing toward or flying toward the flaming tree here. Is this a situation then that we've got I don't know, like two people are going to have a really serious conversation? Let me just ask, can I get an influence of a zodiac first? Wheel of Fortune, more than that. Okay, so first off, this carries some energy of four zodiacs. So Leo, Taurus, again, Aquarius, and Scorpio. We see this masculine who's standing here waiting to like meet up with her, waiting to match up with her. This feels almost like, um, this like the Eye of London or in Vegas, there's like a big, I want to say pinwheel. I'm sorry, that's not the right word. It's not quite a Ferris wheel either. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it looks like a giant Ferris wheel. I feel like he could meet her specifically at a location like this, or somebody could be meeting an individual in a place that feels like maybe this is where they first met. It doesn't have to be anything that looks like Eye of London or looks like a carnival or something. But let's just say, because things come full circle around, it could be that they're almost like recreating a first date, or it's definitely a deja vu. Like, I've been here before, but this time we can have a different outcome. There is such a strong desire to heal things between people. I mean, maybe this is like going to be date night for, a couple, and they're like, babe, let's reunite, or let's recommit to our love, or let's heal stuff. We've had a kind of a tough day full of tensions. Let's get back together. And this time, let's really kind of feel like we're starting over again. It's definitely time to either recreate. I don't know. I feel like for him, he's got this distinct impression. Like, I remember waiting for her on our first date. I remember this, I was there first and I was, happily waiting to meet her, or something about recreating something on the 12th. Queen of Cups. Everything here says, I am so ready to fall in love again. I'm so ready to fall in love. She's excited about this. He's delighted about this. The two of them are passionate. The two of them can't wait to see each other. Maybe this is just another date that they get to go on, but it's like, oh, I can't wait till I see them again. I can't wait till I get to talk to that person again. Oh, they had some kind of a delay. Hanged Man. That's why this feels so special and so kind of like tingly with anticipation, because there has been a delay for these two. Wait, why was there a delay? Did these two have conflict, problems? Oh, work. We have 10 of Pentacles. Somebody could have simply been really, really busy with work. Now, work can be many things. It could be I was busy with my family. I was busy with my family business. I was busy, taking care of my parents that are aging. I could have been busy making bread. I could have been busy doing internal work on myself, getting myself, squared away and matured. And there's a lot of different ways that we could look at this. And we have the Sun. This has been the bright spot in his mindset as well. Like, I can't wait to see her again. This person has some kind of a legacy also, because if you look on they have like an award, and it's like since 1948, this like artisan baker has been, a staple in a community or something. I feel as if, obviously, like, we all have responsibilities in life. As much as it would be great if we could just always make love our top priority, and go and gallivant and skip through the, the forest and the parks and have a wonderful time together. We also have to deal with real life stuff, right? So I'm going to say that this character, he's had some significant, stuff he had to handle in life. So the delay for them coming together obviously had to do with getting things balanced, getting things squared away, handling real life stuff. Then we have the sun for her. And that sun card is, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that it's taken them a little bit of time. That's not a problem. It doesn't matter that it took a little while because you're worth waiting for. I really feel like this is two people who did not have conflict and problems. This is just two people who, because of life, it took them a little while to be able to see each other again. I'm thinking that this could be a very, like, somebody's getting, again, Queen of Cups. I feel like we have somebody very passionate, like a romance, like these two. Oh God, what's that song? Stay the night. I want to spend it with you. Oh, I can't think of who sings it. It's like in my head, I think it's Peter. No, it's not Peter Gabriel. I don't think. It's whoever sings I'll Be the Man Who Would Fight for Your Honor. He was with the band and then solo. Anyway, I'm so sorry that I can't think of his name right now. Peter Cetera. I think it's Peter Cetera. Sorry, the 80s songs. I'm an 80s kid, but still, like, my old brain doesn't file stuff away as quickly as it should, especially when stuff pops into my head too fast. I definitely feel like these two are spending the night together. I feel like they finally get a chance to go out for dinner, go out and see each other, meet up again, have another date. And it's like, I've been looking forward to seeing you all week. I couldn't wait to see you. She's very much like ready to give love to this person, open up her heart to them. It feels so happy. This feels like they're very much in the honeymoon phase, but it is definitely like the 12th is a day to love. We have a 2 of Swords, and kind of to block out everything else. I keep putting my elbow down on a deck of cards and then I pick up the top card again and again. Out of curiosity, what is the top card? 4 of Pentacles. It's funny to see, we just got the 2 of Swords and it's like, I'm going to literally shut down my phone because I only want to be with you. This is our time that's going to be unbroken. And even here, it's like, no, I'm withdrawing from everybody else. I feel like both of them are blocking all distractions out so they can just be together. We got the Ace of Wands. There's big old passion going on for these two. Ace of Wands twice. I feel like these two have a very like lusty adventure ahead. This is two people who cannot wait to be together because it's love, but it's also intimacy and it's passion and this is our time together. When we're busy with work and we have other things we have to do, that's how life is. But once I set aside the time for you and me, we're not letting our phones, pull us off track. And now we got to, answer a phone call from our auntie and from, our local, whatever, local community organizer to ask if we're going to be, at the food drive on the weekend. And it's not that we don't love that stuff too, but I think these characters are saying, no, I'm making time for you and me. And it's just the 2 of us. We get the 2 of Wands. I do think that there's this question mark of, okay, is this the beginning of something real? What are we going to do? Oh, obviously, these two are embarking on a romantic journey. But it's like, so what do we do after we find time together and we finally get to, explore some? Then are we moving in together? How are we going to manage this? Because I feel like time management is really tough for these two. I feel like they're pulled in different directions a lot. 10 of Wands in the reverse. That doesn't have an easy answer. These two are still going to have to struggle a little bit to figure out how are we going to make this work. I don't want it to be where I only get to see you every 2 months or, when and how are we going to make this more than just we get little tiny gaps of time where we can finally spend it together. I feel like these are two people who have a lot of responsibilities on their plate. And the idea almost immediately is like, how are we going to make this work? They have a lot to talk about, not to fight about, but to discuss. And it's not necessarily going to make either one of them like happy, because they're going to keep coming up against like obstacles. Well, we could, okay, I could come over and see you on a weekend, but it would have to be every third weekend. Well, every third weekend won't work though, because I'm already booked to work for the next 2 months every weekend to cover for somebody. Okay, so hang on, let's keep thinking. But they're getting the clarity that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, even though this is so romantic, so passionate. This is, on the 12th, two people, I think, finally get a chance to just be together, enjoy romance together. But what do they do to make this a regular thing? How are they going to turn this into their 10 of Cups when there are so many challenges? 3 of Wands, they're going to have to just basically promise to each other that this could take 3 months before they really get their schedules to click and work to where they have some continuity. It's not what they would wish, but there's a lot of obstacles for these two, a lot of other responsibilities. But I think that the net result is we're going to have to figure out how we can make this happen. And we got to stay strong, and we got to just go ahead and say, I don't know yet. I only know that I want to be with you. And we've got the full moon. So it's like, I don't know how, that this is going to be smooth, but I do think in the next couple of months, we could figure this out. They're both going to have to be flexible, and they're both going to have to find a way to put the relationship first, but also exhibit tremendous patience. They both are committing to that. I'll be patient for you if you'll be patient for me. This feels like they both have a really significant understanding of how complicated the adult world is. We're busy. It's just hard to find time to be together, but that's what they're determined to do. But I love the fact that this is like their first opportunity to like really share the next step of their relationship, and acknowledge that they're obviously very passionate about each other. They obviously can't wait to actually get a chance to start a real romance. But there's long distance involved, there's jobs involved, there's something here about living arrangements, possibly travel. People who always want a piece of their time, like one of them could have kids or something, maybe both of them do. So it's like, okay, I got to be able to have a life also while still being a great parent. It just feels like it's worth the struggle though to get this worked out. And I really feel like that's what they're going to do. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Dealing with a complicated relationship, you know what? If you love that person, it's like, I don't care how complicated it is, because it's you. It's you I'm going to go through the complications with. So I'm okay with that. It actually feels like this could solidify the fact that we really are going to do this. We're going to find a way to make this work because we care that much about each other. I actually kind of love this one, even though it's tough. All right. And then let me go ahead and pull a card for someone whose birthday is right around this particular June 12th here. And let's just take a look. What have we got? We have a Page of Wands, and we've got that 8 of Cups. I would say immediately that we have somebody who's got a great idea. It's an idea that they have to fight for or pursue. This could be a creative endeavor. This could be something where our character has reached a point in their life where they're like, you know what? My whole life I've wanted to do X, Y, or Z. I think I should go for it. I think I should at least start putting in the effort for this. This could be somebody who's like, I've always wanted to get my diploma, my bachelor's degree, whatever. I'm 75. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go take those classes and wrap that up so I finally get my bachelor's. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me. Or this is somebody who's like, I've always, my whole life, I wanted to, learn another language because I wanted to travel someplace tropical and be able to speak the language. So I'm going to go ahead and sign myself up for those classes. I'm going to go ahead and buy myself that ticket. I'm planning on traveling there. I'm going to really make this dream a reality. But it definitely feels like this is a promise to oneself that a character is like cashing in. I always promised myself at this age or someday I would do this. Well, this is my year. This is a great year to change what we do because this is year of the snake. It's a year about changing, shedding old skins, doing things differently, fulfilling those promises that we made to ourselves so that we can, like move into the next chapter of life and take on the next adventure. So this just feels very positive, but I feel like a character is really going to commit themselves to something they've always wanted to do. So really nice on that. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Lots of love. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.